Greetings, world. Matthew here of thequestioningcenter.com to bring you the breaking news of today, March 26, 2026. Now, today, our news is about Donald Trump holding his cabinet meeting for the first time since he launched an illegal offensive war upon Iran because Israel drugged and blackmailed Trump allegedly into this war that we're in the Middle East again. And this is the eighth active war Trump has gotten the United States in since his administration in 2025 took office. So without further ado, let's get into the quotes of this cabinet meeting from Trump and Hegseth. So here's a screen grab from Al Jazeera in the cabinet meeting. They, recorded, and it says United States Defense Secretary says over 10,000 targets have been hit in Iran and caused this operation a success. So throughout this cabinet meeting, they were calling Operation Fury a success for Americans, despite our oil prices rising, gas prices rising as a result of that, and inflation has not been taken care of before we even entered this illegal offensive war. So let's get into this breaking news as Trump is holding the cabinet meeting. I wrote this article at 10:40 a.m. while that cabinet meeting was ongoing, and a quote from Donald Trump to begin is, quote, "We had to take a little detour, go to Iran and put out a fire," Trump says. Now, he calls this Operation Fury a, quote, detour and something we had to do for some reason, whether that be nuclear or just to protect Americans or Israel for some reason. And Hegseth calls the Operation Fury, quote, a complete success for the American people, as he is a war hawk, and he's, eager to get troops on the ground, boots on the ground. So Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth were sitting next to Trump as Trump was sitting in between those two. Donald Trump blamed this 40-day plus partial government shutdown on the Democrats, as the funding for ICE, immigration enforcement officers, have had disagreements between Democrats and Republicans, as Democrats, progressives mostly believe that ICE deserves no more funding and ICE is not doing a great job. After blaming the Democrats, he talks about more about the illegal war he started. Donald Trump says, quote, "We bombed industrial and defense base. Launchers, 90% are destroyed. Probably 90% of the missiles destroyed a lot of the factories where they manufacture drones. The drones are also way down. They go one way and don't come back. Tremendous damage to the places where they make them. Iran is begging for a deal. They're not fools. They're really smart in a lot of ways. Their navy is sunk. Their air force is gone. Anti-aircraft capabilities dismantled." End quote from Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States. He had those remarks to say and much more to say, but more quotes from Donald Trump regarding the Iran war. He says, quote, "The Iranian regime has admitted to itself that they're decisively defeated. They're talking to us because they have a disaster on their hands. They have no more mine droppers." According to Trump, more quotes from Trump's cabinet meeting today. Quote, "We had to take a little detour, go to Iran and put out a fire." The quote I read at the beginning. Quote, "Our farmers are mistreated by some countries." Now, those are the quotes that I took out from this cabinet meeting. I hope you learned a little bit more about where Donald Trump is in this Iranian war he started illegally because of Israel. And there's many articles from the Question Center that we're going to make about this illegal United States, Israel versus Iran Middle Eastern war, which Israel is trying to make into a holy war because of all the damage they've done to mosques, and Iran responding by damaging their historical places in Jerusalem, for example. Now, we're going to have more videos and coverage on current events, of course, at the Questioning Center. If you like the video, please leave a like here. We support it as we appreciate it as independent journalists. And of course, you can share it with a friend or family member, teach them something new about the current events and the world around them. You can leave a comment down below to share your thoughts and feedback about our content. And as always, a donation directly to the Questioning Center can support independent media and journalists like me with Cash App or GoFundMe. And as always, thank you for watching the Questioning Center.